Oh, thank you, thank you. So this month we are celebrating Black History Month with the theme Divine Discomfort. And this is based on the idea of Ernest Holmes, who founded the Science of Mind teaching. His concept, he calls it divine discontent. So it's that time in your life when things get uncomfortable, when you feel unsettled, pushing against everything just feels like it's closing in way too tight because you are growing and expanding. And the experiences that you're having, you're now no longer comfortable in because you are a different person. So the divine discontent are those times that look and feel painful in your life, but they're actually an invitation to acknowledge your growth. And it's a little push from the universe to say, you are more than this. And to stretch and expand beyond your current paradigm, to push past your comfort zone and embrace discomfort as that catalyst for transformation. So this is what we're talking about this month, and this transformation we're going to look at both individually and collectively. Today's topic is where comfort ends, transformation begins. So transformation occurs by gleaning the wisdom of our discomfort. As we grow and outgrow certain ways of being or habits and patterns and beliefs, we can stretch and move into a new way of being because we are always growing and expanding. And there's something within us that is calling us to our greater yet to be. So when I think of this idea of pushing against my growing edge or expanding my comfort zone, it reminds me of this idea of the sphere of availability. So this is something we talk about regularly here at Ahava. And it's this idea that we kind of have this invisible sphere or circle around us that kind of is our container for what we believe we can be and achieve, right? It's another way of thinking about it. It's kind of like our consciousness of our belief system. And things that are inside our sphere of availability are those things that are comfortable to us. There are regular experiences, yes. For most of us in this room, I would say within our sphere of availability, the idea of having a warm place to sleep, of having a hot meal, that is all within our sphere of availability. But outside of our sphere of availability may be having a mansion and a private jet and 3 vacation homes, right? But for some people, that is their reality, and that is within their sphere of availability. So when we push against our comfort zone, it's like, imagine this invisible kind of bubble, and our comfort zone, as we begin to push what's comfortable to us, what's available to us now based on our thoughts and beliefs, it begins to expand. And as it or we expand, more becomes available to us. All right, so each of us unknowingly is surrounded by this invisible sphere or circle of availability. And the thing is that most of the things that we desire often seem to be just beyond this invisible boundary, right? So we are being called through our desire, the deep desire of our heart, to grow and expand into things such as a deep level of self-care, self-love, to expand into relationships that are harmonious and life-giving, to abundance and prosperity that sustains who we are here to be and all that we care to do and contribute in this world. So our desires are calling from within us and forcing us to stretch beyond what is known, perhaps to stretch beyond the environment we were raised in, or the family systems that we were taught and all the messages that we were told through our upbringing, our teachers, all of those things that form kind of our belief system. Yet within us lives an infinite seed of potential. And when we tap into that place, we begin to all of a sudden see new possibilities. Literally, in our awareness, becomes new things that we've never thought would be possible for us to experience. But in order to actually experience those things, we can't stay in our little comfortable bubble, right? We have to stretch and be willing to move beyond our comfort zone. And so, in this sense, our sphere, our circle of availability could be called our circle of faith. And in that place, there is no fear, right? Anything that we are comfortable with experiencing, manifesting, those things, there is no fear within that sphere. But the fear lives beyond that. And it is only by embracing the strength and the courage and the power within to be willing to step out in faith despite the fear that we can stretch and experience something new about ourselves and our lives. The way to expand our circle of availability would seem to require perhaps a desire of seeking in order to experience our heart's desire. But in truth, the circle is expanded not by getting more, but by giving more, right? It's expanded by expressing as opposed to possessing. Let that land a minute, right? Your sphere of availability is expanded by expressing all that you are and all that you are here to be. And the benefit is then greater experiences. But we tend to walk around this world believing the messages of the world that we have to get those things to then prove somehow that we are good or worthy. But the key is actually to know that we are good and worthy, whole, perfect, and complete, just as we are, and to continue to push against our growing edge, to go out on those skinny branches when our knees are quaking, but we know that this is ours to do or say, to be or become, and to take that step in faith, even though the fear may be rising up as we bump up against that growing edge of our sphere of availability. But as we move out and begin to express more of the wonderful divine qualities of life that are inherent within us, that begins to open up more and more opportunities and possibilities. And those things that we desire no longer seem like some faraway fantasy. They become our reality. The ability to expand our sphere of availability is always a function of our willingness to confront our fears, to confront our fear of giving or being more, of being available to let Spirit do its thing through us. And those fears and doubts are usually based on lack or scarcity, right? Thomas Troward, one of the pillars of a new thought that Dr. Ernest Holmes studied from, in the Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science, he says, belief in limitation is the one and only thing that causes limitation. Because we thus impress limitation upon the creative principle, and in proportion as we lay that belief aside, our boundaries will expand. And increasing life and more abundant blessings will be ours. So as we break through those fears and express more of ourselves, the more we will get to have these new experiences and opportunities that fill our lives with joy and fulfillment and expand our faith and confidence in ourselves. So I encourage you to be bold, to take inspired action towards your heart's desires, to turn within and to listen to spirit, to where you are guided, perhaps to places or spaces you never imagined you could go. Are you sitting in the comfort of your own sphere of availability? Or are you willing to move outside your comfort zone and expand who you are? Be intentional, right? Listen for that guidance. And don't discount anything that comes in. You know, if you're watching something, hearing something, if you're here today listening to Mitch and feeling something inspired, like, I can do that, right? If there's something like, oh, and it may not be exactly what he's doing, right? But in my own way, like, there's a way of something I have to express. I have stories to tell that can make an impact on others' lives, that can touch people. Right? We can be inspired by others, and when we feel that, for me, it's kind of like almost a nervous gurgling in my stomach, but then like an excitement, a fluttering of energy in my heart that I almost like can't suppress it. It's like, okay, this is mine to do, right? I got to step up. I got to say something. So notice that, be intentional, and then look at the ways in your life where you have been playing safe. Where have you been holding back? Your creativity, your voice, where are you holding back? And although you may be hesitant to say the thing you know that you're here to say, although it will be uncomfortable, I encourage you to make a conscious effort to engage and to take action with what is calling you. Start small, gradually increasing your level of discomfort and comfort with the discomfort, and challenge yourself. Because in that, we build the confidence and the resilience, because it won't always be easy. When we're pushing against our comfort zone, we're still battling within ourselves, usually that small child that was always told, who are you? Right? That small child that was told, do not pick up an instrument because you will be damned to the fiery brimstone hell. I don't even know the words because gratefully I was not raised that way. But I know many in this room were, and it lives. As much as we can laugh at it now and think, oh, that is so not true, it can still live in a deep part of our core that gets triggered sometimes. But through an awareness of this, when we notice that coming up, we can remind ourselves of the truth and overcome that limitation by being bold and taking the action to do what we are called to do, despite that little voice in our head that is scared, that little child that just wants to be safe and comfortable. Let it know that grown-up Rainbow's here now. I got you. We can do this. We're safe now. And take that leap. So I'm going to end with a story so we can get back to some more Mitch now. Once upon a time in a small town of Nutbush, Tennessee, a young girl named Anna Mae Bullock was born. Little did the world know that this resilient soul would eventually conquer her fears and overcome violence and rise to become a true icon of strength and inspiration. At a young age, this child discovered her passion for music and poured her heart and soul into every note she sang. Determined to chase her dreams, she joined a local church choir and honed her vocal talent. And it was during one of those performances that she caught the attention of a talented musician. Impressed by her raw talent and charisma on stage, he saw great potential in her and he offered her an opportunity to join his band. Excited for this opportunity to pursue a musical career, she agreed to join the band, and soon they formed not only a musical partnership, but a romantic partnership as well. However, as time went on, their relationship took a dark turn. He became controlling and abusive towards her, subjecting her to physical and emotional torment. Despite the pain and the fear she endured, she summoned the strength to face her fears head on and eventually found the courage to escape from this abusive relationship, leaving everything behind and taking only with her her stage name, Tina Turner. Tina faced numerous obstacles and setbacks along her path to success, and she encountered rejection, financial struggles, personal battles, but she never let those challenges define her. Instead, she channeled her pain into her music, pouring her heart and soul into every performance. And in the early 80s, her career began to soar to unprecedented heights. With electrifying performances, powerful vocals, and an unwavering spirit, she captured the audiences worldwide. Hits like, "What's love got to do with it?" You know it. What's love but a second-hand emotion, right? And simply the best. All right, I'll stop singing. You know it. All the rest. She dominated the charts, solidifying her status as a music icon. So Tina's story isn't just one of overcoming personal hardships. It's a tale of resilience, triumph, and empowerment. By fearlessly sharing her experiences and standing tall in the face of adversity, she became an inspiration to countless individuals who found strength in her journey. And beyond her musical achievements, her legacy extended to her advocacy against domestic violence. She used her platform and her own experiences to raise awareness and support the victims of abuse, becoming a beacon of hope for those trapped in similar circumstances. So her incredible journey from a small-town girl to an international superstar stands as a testament to the unwavering human spirit, right? That power within us, her determination, her resilience, and unwavering courage allowed her to rise above the violence that once consumed her life and emerge as an enduring icon and a symbol of strength and triumph. So we may not all be the next Tina Turner, but what is calling you? What is that deep desire of your heart to be expressed more fully in this world? And how can you use your life's experience to be of service and an inspiration to others, making your mess your ministry? So let's take that question into prayer, yes? Taking a nice deep breath. So grateful to know that right here, right now, the one life that is wholeness, that is power, that is freedom, that is creativity, this one divine presence, the essence and nature of all of life is right here within me. I recognize and know that this life is living and moving and having its being as me right now. And as I speak this word in the first person, I speak it on behalf of each and every person hearing the sound of my voice, for we are one. And I'm so grateful to know that right here, right now, I am. I am willing to embrace the love and the creativity and the joy and the freedom and the power that lives within me. I am willing to stretch and reach beyond my comfort zone to be all that I'm here to be, knowing that each step along my path is guided, that I'm always led by love, and that the universe is always supporting me. I know that despite what the world may say about me or what the world tells me I could or should do or be, that there is something within me, that voice of inspiration and guidance and love, that is what I choose to listen to. So I heed this calling this day to allow myself to be all that I'm here to be and to take a stand for what I know and believe in. I am so grateful to let loose of my creative energy and power to share my voice with the world. And it is with great gratitude for the fulfillment of this prayer that I release it into the action of the law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is. So it is. Yes, yes, yes. Let's bring back up.